From Los Angeles to a worldwide audience, this is Boaz Power TV, where we take your life to the next level. Now, internationally known speaker and author, here's Boaz.
Hi, welcome to the Power Show. You are part of the Power Nation, and I'm so glad you're here, because here we take your life to the next level. We help you improve your attitude, your relationships, your finances, and your career. This is episode number 289 on Boaz Power TV, and I call this message, There is No Rush Hour Here. I was honored a couple of years ago to conduct a seminar for some wonderful employees of a great Houston company, and it took place in Paradise. I realized that there are many unique and beautiful places around the world that could be labeled paradise. The one I'm referring to is Cay Chapel Island Resort in Belize. That's spelled C-A-Y-E, Cay Chapel, C-H-A-P-E-L. You may want to look it up on the internet. You want to do some dreaming? Oh my. Now, just getting there is a wonderful adventure. After arriving in Dallas, it was a southbound flight of less than 3 hours to Belize City in Central America. Then I took a small plane, about a dozen passengers, for the 12-minute flight to the private island of Cay Chapel. Before I tell you about this island, let's learn a little more about the small country of Belize. This is an English-speaking country, population 280,000, that was formerly known as British Honduras until it achieved independence in 1981. At just under 9,000 square miles, Belize is about the size of the state of Massachusetts. It is located in the Yucatan Peninsula in the western Caribbean Sea. Mexico is to the north and Guatemala to the west. Cay Chapel is 180 miles south of Cancun. Now, for hundreds of years, Belize was heavily populated by the Mayan Indians, and there are numerous ruin sites in the country. Of the many pine forests and offshore cays, those are outer coastal islands, some have not felt human footsteps for 1,000 years. My first steps off the small plane at the landing strip in Cay Chapel were greeted by a nice, smiling fellow named Amin. He called me by name, welcomed me, and told me that the nearby golf cart was for me to use during my 2-day visit. I followed Amin's cart in mine as we meandered through lush palm trees to the main building of the resort. Along the way, I noticed a number of individual units known as casitas where the guests stayed. I later learned that less than 50 guests stay at Cay Chapel at any one time. Now, as I checked in, I was greeted by Katie Ringgold. She is the resort administrator. And I learned that she and her husband actually oversaw the building of the resort some 10 years before that. They started with a literal wilderness on this 2.5-mile long island that is just a few blocks wide. Katie and her husband started with a deserted island, some swamps, and turned it all into paradise. That paradise was almost destroyed a few years ago, or a few years after completion, by a Category 5 hurricane. However, Katie oversaw an 18-month rebuilding process, and all is well again in paradise. Now, in addition to a beautiful main building where most of the meals are served, and there is a gymnasium and a spa, there are numerous well-appointed and spacious casitas. There's a pristine 18-hole golf course, 13,000 feet of walkout beach property, and a 3,400-foot airstrip and helicopter pad, a fleet of recreational boats, a deep water marina, a beautiful swimming pool, tennis, and volleyball courts. But it is the service that most impressed me during my visit. Katie has assembled a warm, caring, and friendly staff that is at the beck and call of all guests. Especially impressive was Rick. He is a tall, smiling fellow who was born in Belize, but has spent a number of years working in Chicago. Whether coming for breakfast, lunch, or dinner at the main building, Rick's smile and gracious manner was always there. Now, there are no cars on K Chapel and thus no rush hour. You don't hear phones ringing. The only noise is a gentle breeze through the palm trees. Now, you do hear a coconut falling off a tree once in a while. After conducting my seminar, I took a tour of the entire perimeter of the island on my golf cart. What a wondrous place this is. I drove my cart along white sandy beaches. I stopped and stepped into the turquoise-colored waters of the Western Caribbean. The water was warm and inviting. Now, do I sound like I'm trying to sell you on coming to K Chapel? Even though I'm not being paid to do so, that's exactly what I'm trying to do. I don't believe you'll be disappointed. Isn't it time you forgot about rush hour for a few days? So here's an affirmation for this episode of Boaz Power TV, and it's called a Paradise Affirmation. You may want to write it down. I am making plans to spend a few days in paradise. I am making plans to spend a few days in paradise. Why not? I believe you deserve it. Would you do me a favor and please forward this to somebody you know? Suggest they go to my website, boazpower.com, and you can suggest they subscribe to the free weekly broadcast of Boaz Power TV. Maybe we can encourage them to also go to paradise for a few days. You are special, you are unique, you are destined for greatness, and I see you taking time to go to paradise because you deserve it. I see it in you. You are a champion. Have a powerful day.
This has been Boaz Power TV. To comment, see other episodes, or to subscribe to this free broadcast, go to our blog at boazpower.com. That's boazpower.com. We're here to take your life to the next level.